This is the day the Lord has made. And let us rejoice and be glad in it. Because we are gathered here today to celebrate the remarkable, tenacious, relentless advocate for justice and equality, one of the leaders of our country on its long march toward a more perfect union. And as we remember her, we need to remember how much she would want us to continue that fight. Looking around today, I know that we all wish Sheila were still with us, not only because she would love this, but because we need her. We need her constant reminder that we are better than this, that we can do more together, that we can stand against hate and bias and bigotry and prejudice to come together as one nation under God. To Elwyn and Erica and Jason and Michael, thank you for sharing her with us. Bill and I met with the family beforehand and traded stories about our friendship and relationship going back so many years. I told Elwyn that he and Sheila and Bill and I had something in common. We all met at Yale. Their marriage lasted 51 years. Believe it or not, ours will be 50 years old next year. You've heard from some of her colleagues, and all who are here with us could tell you even more stories about how fearless and tireless she was, stepping up for education, for women's rights and civil rights and voting rights, how she stood strong for health care and comprehensive immigration reform, criminal justice reform. She spent years working to make Juneteenth a federal holiday to memorialize the end of slavery. I remember coming to Houston after Katrina with Bill and Sheila and a young senator who hitched a ride from Illinois, Barack Obama, because Sheila wanted to show us what the generosity of this great city was doing as it took in thousands and thousands of refugees from Louisiana after that horrific storm. She was so proud to represent the people of Houston. She was so proud to wear that cowboy hat. You know, as women in traditionally male halls of power, we found common cause and camaraderie. Here's one example that really sticks in my heart because it was something Sheila and I worked on for years together. When I was in the Senate and she was in the House, we got a call summoning both of us to come meet with Dr. Dorothy Height, Dr. C. Dolores Tucker, E. Faye Williams, and other iconic leaders from the National Congress of Black Women. They said it was time to have a statue of a black woman in the capital of the United States. And they knew who it should be, Sojourner Truth. Well, that sounded like an easy yes to Sheila and me. Sojourner Truth, an icon of American history, an abolitionist who had been born into slavery, an activist for the rights of slaves and freed blacks and women. She escaped to freedom with her infant daughter in 1826, and then she went to court to recover her son in 1828, becoming the first black woman to win such a case against a white man. Now, does that remind you of anybody? Sure reminded me of my friend Sheila. And we got to work, and then we faced one delay after another. Years went by. I'd see Sheila, we'd meet for coffee, she'd call me up, she'd go, what are we gonna do? We have to keep doing this, we have to keep making the case. Well, eventually, we were successful. And on a glorious day in 2009, we gathered in the Capitol for the unveiling of the Sojourner Truth statue. Cicely Tyson recited Sojourner Truth's famous speech, "Ain't I a Woman?" Because just as Sheila always did, Sojourner understood that prejudice, inequality anywhere affected all of us, that the causes of women's rights and civil rights were indivisible. She understood that truth and fought for that legacy. And all those years later, I was standing next to my friend who did exactly the same. We traveled together, we laughed together, we shared pictures of our grandchildren. I was deeply grateful when she served as co-chair of my first campaign for president. I will miss her. I will miss her when we're up for a tough fight. I will miss her every time we celebrate a hard-won victory. We lost her too soon. We could use her voice now. But come next January, when our first woman president takes the oath of office, I'll be thinking of Sheila, wondering what up in heaven she's wearing, what magnificent long scarf she has wrapped around herself, what hairdo she has managed to achieve for this special occasion. I'll be thinking of her and Shirley Chisholm and Barbara Jordan and all the generations of women who helped to make that day possible because they never stopped believing. You know, Sojourner Truth said, if the first woman God ever made was strong enough to turn the world upside down all alone, these women together ought to be able to turn it back and get it right side up again. Sheila spent her good, full life turning the world right side up again for all of us. That's what we are called to do. And when we do, it will be in part because Sheila's legacy lives on in all the women who she supported, for whom she blazed a trail. Goodbye, my dear friend. We loved you. We will miss you. We promise we will carry your good work onward. Godspeed.